Porn actually boosts your testosterone. However, the boost is only 10%, and the prolactin spike that you will inevitably receive will crush any testosterone boost. So prolactin is the hormone of post-nut clarity. It releases right after you nut to shut down your sex drive. So prolactin is actually designed for this. It's literally designed to clamp down your ambition, clamp down your energy, and destroy your momentum. This is the hormone that makes you feel empty. Why would such a hormone even exist? It's because it serves a valuable purpose. If you're with your wife or a woman who you can expect to be your wife, then this is the chemical of pair bonding. It makes you feel empty because it allows her to fill you up with her presence and warmth. But of course, the problem is if you're with somebody who's a rando who you're just hooking up with, or worse, what if she's just pixels on a screen? Then the emptiness will not be satiated, the emptiness will not be filled. Instead, the emptiness will consume you. People think that the opposite of testosterone is estrogen, but this is not true. The opposite of testosterone is prolactin. Just as testosterone makes effort and taking risks feel rewarding, prolactin makes effort and risk feel painful. If you spike your prolactin without anybody to attach to, then it leads to a cascade of negative emotion and a depressed hormone engine. So here's the rules. Zero tolerance policy on porn. You need to release some steam. I get it. Just don't use porn. Use your imaginations like your ancestors did. If you are married or have a girl, consciously reduce sex to 2 to 3 times a week. Now that is to say, you're making yourself the scarce resource. You will have a better sex life, and so will she. If you decide to abstain completely, you will experience nocturnal emission. It means that you're gonna have dreams which will take care of business. This is normal and should happen once a month or more. Generally speaking, you want to minimize prolactin unless you're in the special circumstance where you are expecting to be a father. This is one of those times where testosterone should not be the dominant hormone, and instead the peaceful hormones like serotonin, oxytocin, and prolactin should take over. In fact, prolactin does this. It nukes dopamine and it nukes testosterone. Why? Because in combination, these two hormones can cause a man to seek out a new partner. Not ideal behavior for a new father. Prolactin also upregulates serotonin, which causes a relaxed and blissed out state. Quite common to see in new parents. Now I'm going to make a controversial scientific hypothesis. My belief is that people can tell if you watch porn or engage in meaningless sex. We know that we have, as humans, a pheromone system. They did an experiment which took a large number of men and women who were in long-term relationships. They wanted to see if these women could identify the t-shirts of their partners using their nose. Turns out they absolutely could. And the crazy thing is, women could identify the correct t-shirt even without the smell. So what they did was they washed these t-shirts multiple times to destroy the actual smell molecules. So indeed, the women didn't say they smelt the t-shirt to be like their partner. They just said they felt an inner voice or feeling that it was the case. In other words, women could detect their mate at a subconscious level. We also know that chemical signaling is all too common in nature. The mere presence of a sexually mature male in the presence of young females of a given species will cause the young females to reach puberty faster. The presence of a novel male near a pregnant female can cause a spontaneous miscarriage. So I make the following hypothesis. If a man has a high prolactin spike paired with low dopamine and low testosterone and high cortisol, this hormone profile signals to a human female that he's already pair bonded, he's going to be a father, so there's no point in her being attracted to him. So essentially, if you are consuming porn, if you're jacking off a lot, to be more blunt, you are telling your females around you that you are not receptive to them. Essentially, you'd be putting out signals of a stressed, pair-bonded father rather than a stud actively looking for a mate. So if you want a real woman in your life, you must reject the virtual ones.